welcome to my February vlog. I apologise, last month I didn't actually get around to doing a vlog. My excuses was I'm not feeling well. I put more weight on and that had really upset me, made me feel bad. As normal, I'm going to briefly describe what I've done in the last couple of months. The first thing I've done is I've lost weight. Last month I actually put on weight and I went up to 27 stone and 1 pound. This month I've lost 5 pounds, and if my maths is correct that takes me down to 26 stone and 10 pounds, 9 pounds. I'll put it in kilos below, and once I've got exactly correct what the pounds and stone is, I'll put that down as well. So yeah, I've lost some weight. Last month, like I say, I went back up in weight and I felt really crap about it. I've not got back down to the weight that I was the month before, but at least I've lost some of the weight that I put back on. The last month I was very active. I didn't do much in the way of exercise. Sporadic things. I went swimming with my neighbour's kids and my neighbour. We went swimming. We were there for like 4 hours. Fantastic time. Spent most of our time playing about and having a laugh. It was really good fun. I've started to do some clubs and get out a bit more. Basically, I'll tell you what I'm doing on a weekly basis. The plans is that on the Monday I've started doing these cookery classes. It is basically aimed at people who can't cook, but it's also aimed at cooking healthily as well. Now, I can cook. I've got no trouble with slicing up onions and, you know, just the general sort of cooking skills. I love cooking, and so from that point of view I shouldn't be going to this club. But on the other side of it is to do with healthy cooking as well. So it's trying to pick healthy foods over the not so healthy foods and put them together into making a nice meal. So on that side of it, it's good. It's good for me to go and do. It's running every Monday. It's a men's only club. It's running every Monday. We started the first one. It's me and Maya, my neighbour downstairs. We go off to do that. We have some fun. We do some cooking. We have a chatter. It's just a nice little club. It's a bunch of guys, various age, various cooking skills, We're all very different in how we live our lives and stuff like that. And so far, it seems like a nice little group. The possibility is it's to go on for the next 11 to 12 weeks. And then after that it will carry on for hopefully another 6 months, and it'll stop being like a class type thing, and it'll be a peer-led club almost. We'll choose the stuff that we want to cook, then we'll just all cook it and then have a meal at the end, seeing whose food is nice and stuff like that. It's not competitive, but it's just to share the experience. On a Tuesday, I'm hopefully going to be doing badminton. There's a LGBT badminton club that I'm going to be joining next week. I didn't have any joggers for it this week, so I wasn't able to actually go along. And it started this week. And I've explained I'm really overweight, I'm obese. That I can't be very competitive because I can't run around. It's like, gonna die. So, as I said, you know, it's like I can't do it. But they seem to be fairly cool with that, and they said, you know, just come along, do what you can. I haven't worked out the costing yet. That's always the worst part, is trying to work out costing. On a Wednesday, or the first and second to last Wednesday of every month, I am going to a club called By and Beyond. And it's, as it sounds, it's bisexuals and people that don't identify immediately as gay or straight, or these strange ones like pansexual and guitar sexual and whatever. And it's just a group that comes together and give each other support, do some fun things. The first week I went, it was a YouTube night. We sat and we watched YouTube videos, funny cat videos, Tim Minchin and stuff like that. The following one was making chocolate truffles, which was very lovely. My flatmate Karina went along, and we had a laugh. And I've not been back since. And it's not because I haven't wanted to go. Well, it's just that on the days that I was going to go, I've been feeling a bit crap, which sucks. Looking to do badminton on Thursdays as well, so it'll be a different club. The first one is called Shuttle Scots, I think, and the second one, which is the one that's run on Thursday, is called Racketeers. And I've not heard anything back from them, and their website said just come along and you have a free taster and stuff like that. And it's just up at Westwoods, which is a gym just up the road from me, opposite the Western General, which is quite good. The other one's actually quite far away. So Monday through to Thursday, I'm hoping to give myself quite a bit to do. I'm still waiting to hear back from this body and soul thing, where I get referred by the doctor to the gym to help to improve my mental health and help me to lose weight. Nothing's come back yet from them, but then anything to do with that deals with the NHS and stuff like that really does take a long time. To get a CPN, for example, minimum wait is 6 months, and then you might have to wait for longer. You know, no help for you straight away. So, trying to get out more and do more. Sort of like on my own stuff thing. I want to get out walking more, and I asked on Facebook the other day about it, and one of my friends suggested a couple of days, and I need to get back to her and sort something out with her. I was upset. I made the mistake of I forgot to answer back. I'm terrible for that. I really am. I'll put something on Facebook and I forget to check it. But I need to do more walking. Financially, I can't do any of the stuff that I really want to do, like the hiking and the camping yet. But I still need to actually get physically fit enough to actually do that. So I still need to go out more and not be stuck indoors playing computer games all day. Which is great. You know, like, I'm saving the world from terrorists. But it doesn't work, you know. It doesn't help my weight loss. It doesn't help me reduce the chances of having a heart attack or a stroke or embolism or any of those bad things. So yeah, so some good things, lots of stuff doing there. I've got a lot of fresh outlook and stuff as well. I've been buying new clothes. I know it sounds ridiculous. I haven't got money to buy camping gear, but I've got money to buy new clothes. I'll be going trawling through all the sales and stuff like that just to find some things nice to wear. I've got this like shirt. I'm quite chuffed with this shirt. Trying to find some styles that I like. So I've got a couple of hats. I've always loved wearing hats. I'm trying to go for a cross between kind of like Noel Coward, Quentin Crisp, and Audrey Hepburn is the way that I've described it. So I want the elegance and the beauty of Audrey Hepburn with the suave and sophistication of Noel Coward and the quirkiness of Quentin Crisp. I've managed to find my own style within that, and I'm getting there. I found that I like cravats. I like when I'm wearing a shirt, I want to have a cravat on, and wear my hats for the right occasions. So a smart hat for if I'm going out and trying to be smart and stuff like that, and mix and matching. And it does actually encourage me to want to go out more. It makes me, you know, it's like I'm all dressed up and nowhere to go. I'm trying to stay fairly dressed up when I'm in the house as well. Sometimes I'll just stick my old t-shirts on and my old jeans. But otherwise, you know, it's like I'm all dressed up and it makes me want to go out party, but then you know, I've got to have money for partying. It's like, oh, cash, where is it? I hate cash. Okay, so that's what I've done over the last couple of months, and like I said, the main thing is I've lost weight, which is brilliant. The So for today, this month, I've forgotten to bring my piece of paper. 1 second. Squish the dog. I'm going to have to put my glasses on, so I apologise for glare. See if that works. To a little bit of glare, right? Until I said last time that I would be covering pros and cons of being overweight. There's not many pros. Seriously, there are not many pros. There's a few. Well, I've done a list. I did a list absolutely ages ago, and as you can tell, it's on an envelope and it's been abused. It's a bill as well. Okay, the pros of being obese and overweight. Historically, when we go back into the centuries past and when we go to other countries, and it's true in some countries at the moment as well, that size was a sign of affluence and wealth and health, ironically, and doing well with one's life. A selfish pro of being obese and overweight is getting the whole seat on the bus. The whole seat is fantastic because you're so big. Nobody wants to sit next to you. I don't know why. I've got a big tummy, not a big bum. You can sit by me. I'm not going to bite you. I'm not going to eat you. But for some reason, there seems to be this whole, oh my God, every seat will fill up before the one I'm sat on will fill up. The only other pro that we could find and I could think of, and I've asked loads of people, we came up with these three pros, was a powerful kick. I suppose you could say it's being sat on as well, sitting on somebody also could be a pro in a self-defense situation. Being fat means that your legs have to develop massive muscles to carry the weight around. On average, a person is 16 stone. If you double that up, your legs have to be able to carry that weight. My problem with my weight is not my legs, it's my back. My legs are pretty powerful and they can carry me quite well. But that's because the muscles have developed stronger and bigger and just to be able to hold myself up. So you don't want to be standing behind a kick from a fat person. It will hurt really, really badly. Okay, the cons. Let's see. Equal one, long one. The first thing is back pain. When you're my weight, you're in pain almost all the time. Any form of exercise and your back spasms, or I've described it as when you're walking the lower portion of your back, it feels like someone has done this with it, and they're putting their hands around, and they are squeezing in and pushing in at the same time, really causing as much pain as possible, and it's really, really sore. The next two are connected. You have the increased chance of heart attack, and you have an increased chance of having a stroke, and any form of aneurysms, blood clots, basically. Your heart is working so much harder to pump blood around your body. You have larger deposits of fat in your veins. You have trouble with blood being pumped to your brain, blood being pumped to your extremities. The big proof of this is retaining an erection, but it's very hard because the blood is having to pump really hard to get into it. So when you get aroused, it doesn't stay there so long, or it doesn't get up so much, and because your body is working to get the blood to it, and it's working to provide blood everywhere else, and your heart just can't cope with it. The next complaint is skin complaints. Being overweight, you're sweaty. Your skin is constantly stretching. especially if you're increasing weight and your skin's stretching, you've put weight on. The picture that I've shown is of a skin complaint, and despite where it looks like it is, it's actually in this area here, and it becomes bright red, it becomes inflamed, it becomes weepy, smelly, and really smelly. It's horrible. It's like rotten flesh almost, and you get it in your groin. You get it under your tummy sometimes. Women with big breasts, they probably have the same sort of skin complaints as well. You get sores underneath big breasts. Men can get it as well. You know, it's like because I'm overweight, I have an overhanging breasts. It's not pleasant. So yeah, skin complaints is another one. Fungal infections can be classed as skin complaints as well. Athlete's foot is very prevalent with people that are overweight, because again, you're sweating so much, your feet are in a dark, sweaty place. The chances of having a fungal infection is increased. Again, in your groin, you have chances of a fungal infection growing and appearing in your groin, and the same under your belly and also under your armpits. There's also an increased chance of thrush for some reason as well. Now, I think your whole body stops working so well that your immunity system goes down, so you've got a chance of urinary tract infections. You've got thrush and stuff like that as well. Increased chance of diabetes. There's no way you can get around it. If you're overweight, you're overweight because you're eating too much and exercising too little. The chances are, if you're overweight my weight, you're eating really, really badly, eating lots of bad things, big portions of bad things, and doing no exercise. So the increase of sugars and stuff like that is increasing your chances of getting diabetes. Okay, this one's amusing and is also a pain in the ass as well. Getting out of the bath. Normally when you have a bath, you lie in the bath, you wash yourself, and then you get up, you sit up, you stand up, and you get out of the bath. There are two problems with becoming mild weight. The first one is if you get any bigger, you can't fit into the bath. I have enough trouble fitting in the bath now. Half bath of water, and that's the bath full as soon as I get into it. A number of times I've filled it too much and it just spills all over. So I've got to watch my water levels. The second one is not being able to get out of the bath properly. You're led in the bath, you sit up and you try and stand up, and you can't get your feet under yourself. You're trying to pull yourself up and you just cannot do it. So the only way for me to get out of the bath is to rotate around, so I'm actually kneeling in the bath, and then push myself up if I can do that. And sometimes I have trouble even doing that, so I have to drape one leg over the bath and then just sort of like pull myself up to get out of the bath so I'm standing. Another graphic one, wiping my arse. I apologise for the pictures that I've put up for this one. Wiping my arse, yes, that is a problem. There are several factors involved. When you wipe your bottom, you don't think about it. You just go down and you wipe and you go away. Now imagine you can't do that. Imagine you've hurt your back and you've got to wipe your bottom. And every time you lean to the side, you get massive pains, which stops you from doing it. Okay, without the pain part, that is something similar to what I have problems with. Because I've put on so much weight, I haven't got so much flexibility going to the side. And I've never been able to go to the side this way. So lots of, it's like my fat stops me from going too far that way. And it's just, you can't lean forwards because the stomach's stuck in the way as well. So even if you want to lean forwards and try and wipe yourself, it's just not possible. So it's embarrassing, but you have to. It's an embarrassing subject, but there you go. You have lots of trouble wiping your bottom when you're my size. and how anybody else bigger than me is, I have no idea. Another one. Yeah, it sounds amusing, but it's also embarrassing as well. Struggling to put socks on. Something as simple as that. Now, for a while, for a couple of weeks, I actually had to ask my flatmate, I'm really stuck. I can't get my socks on. Please, can you come help me? I actually stopped putting socks on for a while because I just couldn't bend down to put socks on. Even now, I can't bend down and put socks on. And what I have to do is on the corner of the bed. You can probably see it better on the other camera. But I have to get my foot up here, stretch over, put my sock on that way, and then do it on the other side as well. So I can now put my socks on by myself. But again, it's really hard work, and it's because I can't bend forwards properly. That's the same with doing up shoelaces. If I'm wearing my walking boots, I have to ask Karina to help me to do it because it starts at a funny angle, and then when it gets to the top, it's actually harder to do when it's at the top. And that's because I can't lean forwards far enough to actually see what I'm doing and get a good leverage on. I can do my trainers, which is good. It's horrible, embarrassing things. But anyway, I'll carry on with the next one. So yeah, putting the socks on and putting shoes on can be a real problem when you're my weight. It's one of the reasons why you see a lot of people that are my weight either don't bother wearing socks and they usually have slip-on shoes. Personal hygiene. It's hard work staying clean when you're overweight. You're constantly sweating. Again, it's that same thing. It's sorry about that. My computer just blinked. It's the same thing. All of these things are connected. The sweat, the rolls of fat getting in the way and stuff like that. So personal hygiene is a problem. Not because I don't lack personal hygiene, but because it's something you have to do every day and you might miss bits and stuff like that. You have to pay particular attention to certain areas of your body, and again, it's the sweatiest parts of your body. It's under your arm, in your groin, your feet, and the places that you sweat as well as like under your breasts, man boobs, sorry, under your tummy. And it's possible to keep this all clean, but it's such hard work. When you're suffering from depression as well, you have a hard enough time staying washed and stuff like that as it is, and you can't be bothered to, it's like a couple of days you can't be bothered to go have a bath or something. I think my worst one was I spent 4 weeks and I didn't have a bath, didn't have a wash. Brushed my teeth, strangely enough. That's a habit I just can't get out of, even at my worst of depression. If I stop brushing my teeth, then something desperately is wrong. And it's horrible to admit, but yeah, when I'm depressed, I don't want to do anything. I'm lethargic. I'm apathetic. Like I don't want to do anything. So couple that with being overweight, and I'm the smelly guy on the bus if I've got to go somewhere. It's not intentional. I don't like it. And when people do talk about, oh my God, today I was sat on the bus and this guy stunk, and I'm thinking, was it me? No, I haven't been out. Because chances of me being out, no. And you got to think, this person, they're stinking, they're really smelly, but why are they really smelly? I've now learned that I can get to that stage. I don't ever want to get to that stage. I don't like being like that. I don't like being smelly. On my personal hygiene, I used to shower in the morning and bathe at night regularly. But because of depression, I've broken some of those cycles, so it's very hard to get back into them. So the whole personal hygiene thing is, as a big guy, you sweat so much, and you have to keep on top of it. You have to be constantly cleaning yourself. You've got to clean yourself night and day. You've got to be as thorough as possible, and that's hard to do. Okay, so next one, cost of clothing. Oh my God, the cost of clothing is ridiculous. When I was below a size 50-inch waist, a 40-inch waist and below, not the top range of stuff, obviously, but I could go into Amazon. I could get a pair of jeans for a tenner. My last pair of jeans, proper jeans, cost me 30 quid. I've started shopping at Jacamo now, and Jacamo's prices are quite reasonable. So I'm now getting some for about 15 to 20 quid, which is brilliant. Right, next one is trouble walking. That what comes back to back pain. I should have linked the two together, really. Back pain and trouble walking, cross between the two. I've got some here. Because of my weight and because of the pain it's caused, I find it hard walking sometimes. So I have to take on a regular basis. It's an empty packet, but anti-inflammatories. And I've got to take cocodamol for the instant pain relief. Because I do patch tests and stuff like that, sometimes I have to stop these, so then I rely totally on the cocodamol. But just to be able to go out the door, I've got to take drugs. I've got to take medication. Walking is one of those things that I used to love doing. I never used to be indoors. When I had my dog Tess, and I'll put a picture of Tess up, we used to be out all the time. Never, ever, ever used to be indoors. We used to walk from Craig Miller to Drylaw, which is, I don't know how far, but it's a bloody good walk. It used to take about at least an hour to an hour and a half when I was fit. I used to walk all over town. I used to walk all over the countryside in Edinburgh. I was barely ever in the house, and the dog was with me all the time. Because of the pain that's caused by walking now, and the back pain that's caused, I find it hard to walk down the road sometimes. I'm trying to improve that. I'm trying to increase the amount of walking I'm doing. But the weight is causing the pain, because if you imagine, it's like you've got this heavy weight and it's pushing down on your spine, and it really hurts. So, yeah, trouble walking. Get there eventually. Next to connected as well. Obviously, I've told you before that I suffer from depression, and suffering from depression, you become apathetic, but you also become more sensitive as well. And one of the things I found is that I become very sensitive to how people perceive me. Now, the truth be told, if I look at it properly, these people aren't looking at me, they're not even considering me, they don't give two shits who I am. They might see that fat guy walking down the road or something, but at the end of the day, I'm a complete stranger, and they don't know. But this perception that it gets built up in my own mind, and they're laughing. I'm walking past a bunch of people, and they're laughing, and they're probably laughing because their mate has just made a joke of some sort. But my mind immediately turns around and says, that person there is making a joke of me. Yeah, they was probably discussing last night TV or something, But as far as I'm concerned, well, because I'm depressed, my whole brain is throwing things out of proportion and all over the place, making bad decisions and stuff like that. It's automatically assuming that the laughter that they're laughing about is a joke because of what the guy has made of me, not of what he probably was making a joke of. So, people's perception when you're overweight as well, even without depression, your automatic thing is, I don't want people to see me. I'm so fat. I'm fat and gross and horrible like that. And that's how you think people perceive you all the time. And I know for a fact that's not always the case. There are idiots out there that do make stupid comments, and there are idiots who will. But there are idiots that will turn around and pick on your hair, or pick on the way you wear glasses, or the clothes you wear, or the smile you smile. Oh, there's always going to be idiots. But generally speaking, most of these people, they're not even thinking about you. They're not. The brain's just processed that you've walked past, and that's about it. And we just get stuck into this thing where we automatically assume they're talking about us. So that's another bad thing. So as I said, pros and cons. Little tiny, tiny, tiny amounts of pros. Some of them quite amusing. Some of them, and the cons, massive, massive amount of cons compared to the pros. Health related, lots of health related, mental health related. They all add up. You've got all these things, you've got all these possibilities that are going to happen. And I'll just pause. Well, the dogs aren't barking too much. It's surprising. Karina's just come in from going down the shops to get her medication, and normally it's like as if complete strangers walk through the front door. But it's not. My two are quiet, and I think no, Ringo's not even on my bed. Ringo's awake, and he's not even barking.
No, he was lying behind the door, so I had to barge through and get in.
Well, they're sacked, I tell you. Useless guard dogs they are. So yeah, so the pros and cons, they are there. You don't want the cons. You don't want to have to deal with the cons. Don't put weight on. It's horrible. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about next week. I think I might talk about food. Next month, I think I'll talk about food or something like that. So, thank you for sitting and listening. And I'll see you next time. If you like what you like, if you liked what I did, please subscribe and please click like. Cheerio. Bye.